What's going, guys? Hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. In this video, we're going to be talking about whether Palantir stock is a buy after their strong earnings, right? At least the market thinks it's a very, very strong earnings report, right? Because you can see that it's up over 40% in the past 5 days. Not over, it's 38, almost 40% in the past 5 days. So let's take a look at Palantir's valuation and then we'll talk a bit more, right? So we can see that the total revenue change, this is December 2024. So it's about 30% a year. I would expect that people expect 30% a year. Forward price to earnings is about 200. Current price to sale around 88. Forward price to sale around 66.7. And also the current free cash flow yield is about 0.5%. Right? So not 5%, but 0.5%. So right off the bat, you can see that Palantir stock is a bit on the rich side, right? Trading a bit on the expensive side. So I personally was looking at Palantir stock around this range, maybe 15 all the way down here, and then all the way, I think somewhere here I didn't look anymore, right? Because actually what I realized after looking at it for a few months, right? Actually I was looking at it for a few months, maybe even up to a year, is that I didn't really understand what the company does, right? Yeah, I felt like they were a once in a generation company, something like Tesla, and we'll also be talking like about that, right? But at the time, I was thinking to take 20% positions, right? And I really had to understand what I was buying, right? So do I regret not just throwing 10% of my portfolio or 5% of my portfolio in after looking at this performance? Obviously, the answer is yes, because you can see that I was looking at like 6 to 8, right? So even if we use, let's say, 850, it's still like a 12x, right? So if I put 5% of my portfolio, it would currently make up 60% of my portfolio, right? But what's in the past is in the past, right? So let's talk about Palantir right now, what the company does, right? And I think this is a very important thing for me that even at this point, right, I don't really understand what the company does. Maybe I didn't take enough time to understand it, or maybe I'm just not smart enough to figure it out, right? So my main pressing questions were, yeah, they sell software, but what makes the software so special that the government is paying them billions for it, right? So at the time when I was looking at it, it was like I think it was like 10 to 20 billion dollar market cap. So obviously big regrets, right? Currently sitting at 250 billion dollars, right? But if we talk about whether it's a buy today, right, you can take a look after this huge run up. These are all the positive articles, right? But I can guarantee you during this time when I was looking at it, right, the articles were so negative. They're like, oh, what does this company even do? It's going to get delisted, things like that, right? So all sorts of articles. Obviously, you have to differentiate the signal from the noise. And obviously, these people were clearly wrong, right? The people who were writing negative articles. So I think you should be aware that these articles are following the stock price, right? As long as the stock price is going up, you're going to see positive articles, right? And as long as the stock price goes down, you're going to see negative articles, right? So this is how you can get into a reinforcing cycle, right? Where the stock price is going up, there are positive news articles, so the stock price continues to go up because everyone is positive on it, right? If you're enjoying the video so far, do help me smash up the like button, hit subscribe, and also hit the bell button. This will help out the channel immensely, and I thank you very much. So this situation with these valuations remind me of Tesla, actually. You can take a look at Tesla from November 2021. Actually, they had a 70% drawdown, right? Obviously, currently, even though their revenue growth is flat or 0%, it doesn't matter, right? Because Elon Musk is Trump's right-hand man, and valuations don't matter, right? You can see that even Tesla is trading on a very expensive side, right? So how will these stocks perform in the future? That's anyone's guess. But if I would take a look at the probabilities of this stock, Palantir stock especially, doing this again, I would say the probability is 0, right? If it did that again, it's a $3 trillion company, right? And if you take a look at their revenue, let's see their revenue, they're trading already at 88 times revenue, right? So how much higher do you want the valuation to go, right? So you can take a look at it from a different perspective, right? Why is it logical for some people to continue bidding up the price like this, right? And the answer goes to they have different objectives, right? Some of them might not be long-term investors, right? If you are a trader and you see the momentum in Palantir stock, just straight up like this, yeah, I can take a position here and I can sell here. I make 40%, my life is good, right? So this is something that you really have to pay attention to, right? Because if you are a long-term investor buying at a 5.5% free cash flow yield and also 200 times forward earnings, right? You have to be really, really careful that you're not going to lose all your money, right? Because even though you can see that Tesla is a once in a generation company, you can see that they have this massive drawdowns, right? 70%. And will you still feel the same way about Palantir if it goes down 70%? That is up to your conviction, right? So in my opinion, I'm not an expert on this, but I don't think Palantir is a buy right now. At least for me personally, I wouldn't be buying Palantir stock right now, right? And we're not talking about like when they have lumpy forward price earnings like this, right? Because this is when they weren't profitable and then they have one profitable quarter and this will happen, right? But this is actually now that they are profitable. Yeah, maybe it can be wrong, but 88 times forward earnings for a business model that I don't really understand. For me, Palantir stock is definitely not a buy after this earnings, right? So I like to end it with a maxim from Warren Buffett, right? And this isn't the exact quote, right? I think this is a quote. Yeah. What the wise man does in the beginning, the fool does at the end, right? So I think that this is definitely a very sign of exuberance, right? Because you can see that just from the bottom in about December 2022, in 2 years, you're telling me the value of the company has changed 14, 15, 16x, right? Actually, this wasn't the bottom. I think around $5 something was the bottom. So you're telling me that the value of the company has changed that much, right? No, but the price of the company has changed that much. Maybe at that point the valuation was depressed, but at this point I'm quite sure that the valuation has built in a lot of exuberance, right? So in my opinion, it's a higher probability that this stock remains stagnant or gets cut in half, then it doubles again, right? So we'll have to see about this prediction, quote unquote prediction, right? I'm not actually making a prediction. I'm like thinking in probabilities, right? So we'll have to look at how this prediction pans out in about 1 or 2 years, right? Whether you guys can be laughing at me at the YouTube comments, and I hope I'm wrong, right? For everyone holding Palantir stock, because I'm not gonna go short this stock. Because even though I think it's very overvalued, there might be some things that I don't understand, right? And I think the short risk to reward ratio is just not worth it to do. And plus, you don't short a strong company, right? That's something I've learned over the years. So yeah, that's about all I wanted to share today. If you did enjoy the video, do help me smash up the like button, hit subscribe, and also hit the bell button. With that being said, have a fantastic day ahead, and peace out.